Hello everyone, this is Mr. Bistro and you're watching another episode of Dawn Trackers. Today with me I have Kars.
Hello.
And I have Shane from RSB&B.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing?
And Shane comes from a pretty large podcast series, RSB&B Update, that's been going for over 10 years.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 10th birthday in June. Update.rsbnb.com.
Yep. And you can also check them out on YouTube. They have their own YouTube channel, but their community is great and I would really recommend it. So, RuneScape's competitive tournament for Old School just got called off due to some attacks, and I really thought we should go over it. As of today, they were having attacks on their networks, and they believed that it would, because the money that's at stake, the $10,000, that they were going to head and move the date so that it could be more secure and fair to the players. What are your guys' take on the competitive tournament to begin with? Did you guys even know about it up to this point? Carson, we can start with you.
Actually, I learned about this morning. I saw it on the behind-the-scenes video where they're talking about it with Chris Archie. I thought it was a really interesting idea. I thought it was really cool because, you know, to bring RuneScape into the competitive scene is something they really haven't done before.
No, it's really not, and to me, RuneScape doesn't come as a game that would be competitive, so really it depends on how the Twitch channel actually reacts to this, whether it's going to be something that's feasible for future tournaments. How about you, Shane? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I only heard about it with the behind-the-scenes video that went up today, so this completely took me by surprise, and even more so when you cancel something like this. When was this due to start?
This was supposed to start today. In fact,
Okay.
They actually had gone through a little bit. You can see the brackets. Everyone was set up. There was 8 pretty much groups competing for this, and there was also a loser bracket where they could work their way back up to the main spot. There were 2 different kinds of events that they could do. First to 10 kills and last team standing. And it worked with special maps that were built by RuneScape and Jagex that made it fair. And these include the Faldor Garden, Lumbridge, both of these that were redone for the maps to make it fair for the game. And then they also had a flat map that really takes you back to kind of the Clan Wars era.
Right.
So personally, I feel that Jagex really should have done a better job at advertising this as something that's giving away $10,000, which I don't think is anything you can just push aside. That's a good amount of money. It seems that they should have had a little bit more advertising to get people to watch something like this and to make it something that people look forward to and build groups for and try and get into.
Yeah, entirely, because there's a whole segment of the RS community that does not play Old School and does not go to the Old School section of the website. And for those, myself included in that group, today's behind-the-scenes video was the first introduction of that. And Jagex giving away $10,000? That's never happened before.
Kars, do you have anything else?
Actually, just back to the competitive scene a little bit more on that. What really sells a competitive event is a really good shoutcaster. Somebody who's watching it and making it hyped up even more than it already is, and just play by play. And I think that's what really nails it. So I just don't know how you're saying with the Twitch channel how it reacts. I don't know. I just think
even with this reaction, I'm sorry for cutting you off a little bit. They plan to be hosting a larger scale tournament at RuneFest. And maybe that means that this will be a year-round thing, where people will compete towards the end leading up to RuneFest, and then the teams will get sent there to compete live, which I think is the only idea that it has going for it, because the advertising just wasn't there, and frankly, I feel that it divided the community a little bit.
Yeah, and that's a really great idea, you know, sending teams to RuneFest, whether they be old school or, you know, RS3, but we just don't have that on RS3 currently, so maybe this is a way of field testing that kind of thing, that is use old school to set up a model for future competitive RuneScape events.
Well, it's just a shame that RuneScape wasn't able to handle the threats and that this was canceled. It surprised me, but it surprised me just as much that there was an actual tournament going on. So hopefully Jagex can do something better about this next time around, if there even will be a next time around.
Yeah, and I think one thing I'd like to just close off with from my perspective is that, you know, we've had numerous live events with RuneScape before, whether it be the drop or, you know, various large in-game events, road trip, that kind of thing. And the servers always buckle under stress. So you'd think that maybe the internet issues would be worked out by this point. So it's unfortunate that it won't be going ahead.
Yeah, and I think we've seen this countless times, and I think that Jagex at this point should have some sort of idea of these things coming up. We saw that servers couldn't handle the drop, and yet they're bringing that back in a future update. And if they still can't handle it, why are they still trying to put the content up without it fixing itself? They should be running this before they release it in a sort of beta.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, well, that's all I have to say about it. RuneScape Competitive Tournament, whether you heard about it or not, is not on right now, and we'll keep you posted on a new update for future tournament gameplay. Thank you guys for being on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Remember, you can go ahead and check out RuneScape Bits and Bytes on their website, rsbnb.com, or check them out on YouTube. And with that being said, we'll see you guys all next time.
Goodbye.
See ya, everyone.